This rewind brought to you by shirts. Shirts! I have them now. Hello and welcome to Brave Souls Rewind, the show where I 200 older characters so you don't have to. Today I'll be reviewing one of the characters that I've most wanted to review since the series started, OG Grimmjow, the original PvP nightmare, and one of the strongest characters, if not the strongest character when this game first came out. Now it's time to see if time took its toll on this character, and whether or not it's still usable. Now starting off, like always, I tried the normal attack damage build, and I was actually really excited for this build. After all, for an OG character to have 691 attack is very rare, so I couldn't wait to see how much damage this character can dish out, and unfortunately I was left severely disappointed. Sure, his attack may be high, but one of the reasons it's so high is because of his own link. Increasing the base attack stat isn't the same as having a normal attack damage link. Not to mention the rest of his abilities suck as well. He's got a plus 10 bruiser, plus 10 on devastation, and a plus 20 havoc. Really the only good ability he has is sprinter. He doesn't even have a decent killer, he has a captain killer. That said, the actual attack damage wasn't terrible, I mean I have seen worse, but the real issue I had with this build was the range. Sure, Grimmjow was the first character to have a melee attack string, which has a range for a final attack, but that final attack is really the only one with range. I had to get really close up for this character to actually deal damage, and that put me in a lot of danger. So I'm gonna say this build is definitely not viable, which actually came as a huge surprise to me, because before filming this, I had completely forgotten about this character's NAD. Now next up was the strong attack damage build, and I hadn't given up hope, mostly because at this point I hadn't actually taken a look at the abilities that this character had, so I didn't really know he didn't have Berserker. And in the past, even characters with low SPs have actually been viable because they either had Frenzy or a decent Berserker. With that said, I do think this character would be decent with an SP build if he had Berserker, because as he is right now, it's actually pretty terrible. His strong attacks do have decent range. One is a lunge move, another fires projectiles, and the third one encompasses an area around him. It's not the best range, but for an OG character it is decent. That said, they actually deal no damage. Sure, every now and then one of them was enough to take out some of the weaker enemies, but I had to use multiple strong attacks to take care of some of the larger enemies. And as for his strong attack too, it may be ranged, but the only way to actually get any real damage out of this is for all three of the projectiles to hit one character, forcing you to have to get up close to the enemy to be able to use an attack that's supposed to be ranged. Plus, once you use your strong attacks, you really only have your normal attacks to fall back on, and as we discussed earlier, they have no range and don't deal that much damage. So this build is definitely not viable. Finally, we have the strong attack recharge build, and for this one, because the other two were so bad, I decided to take it a step further and increase its SP as high as it could possibly go. I also included two boosted links as well as a frenzy link with strong attack damage and strong attack recharge. But in the end, even this wasn't enough to save this character. The damage just was not there, and you still had to spam several strong attacks to take care of enemies. Sure, they came back a little bit quicker, but it just takes too long. Even this build is not viable. I actually was disappointed in this character's performance, but at the same time, looking at his stats and actual strong attacks, once he gets resurrected and they hopefully increase his normal attack range, and maybe throw in a Berserker, I'm sure he'll actually be a decent character. Until then though, I don't recommend you use him.
いきますよ。波動の31。弾け。着火砲。
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit like and subscribe to the channel, and let me know what other characters you want to see in a rewind.